More and more school districts are trying to answer questions like, will my child have to wear a mask? And how many students will be in a classroom? In Kansas, the State Board of Education met to discuss a draft copy of some guidelines for the year. KCTV 5 News' Nathan Vickers explains how that could impact athletics, too.
Schools are trying to safely adapt to the COVID-19 crisis in the next few weeks, and that includes athletics. Coaches are looking for ways to practice and play safely. Fall athletics might look a little different this year. The summer has already brought changes to summer weight and conditioning programs, and the outlook for most sports is changing from one week to the next.
Football, basketball, soccer, those are all body contact sports. And that's going to be the challenge of what that will look like.
Richard Kramer is the activities director for the Shawnee Mission School District, which announced this week that a cluster of high school football players at Shawnee Mission East tested positive for COVID-19. For now, schools are only holding voluntary outdoor summer conditioning sessions. Kramer says the outbreak underscores the importance of following proper protocols in the locker room and on the field.
One of those worries for us is when they're with us, we have a controlled environment. And when they're not, we just don't know what that environment is.
What we know is that kids don't do well when they're not in school.
At the same time, the state school board is discussing a draft reopening plan. And while speakers didn't discuss athletics extensively, they did allude to schools adjusting facilities for practice.
You've seen this even with summer weight conditioning. All of a sudden, in a school district, there may be 5 cases and they had to shut down the weight room for 14 days.
A few of Shawnee Mission's social distancing guidelines include requiring individual water bottles instead of fountains, restricting equipment sharing, and minimizing spectators and attendance at practice. Kramer says the district is also taking cues from the State Athletics Association to make sure any fall sports kick off safely.
All we know is that the number one priority is the safety of that athlete and the environment they're in so that they don't go back and bring something into their environment.
The Kansas Board of Education will meet again tomorrow to go into more details on the school reopening plan. In Prairie Village, Nathan Vickers, KCTV 5 News.